everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams who need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Rodgers' Packers going up against Dalton's Bengals. Now let's get you up to Paul Brown Stadium. Here's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Green Bay Packers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Dalton, 1st and 10. And his first look is incomplete. Brandon LaFell, his intended target, and it'll be 2nd and 10. First drive for this offense today, and our first chance to get a look at Tyler Eifert.
And he's part of the new wave of tight ends in the NFL. They use them in every position, sometimes even by themselves as a wide receiver.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. And how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
And for A.J. Green, he certainly had everybody in Cincinnati holding their collective breath when he banged knees, had to come out of the Week 3 preseason game in Jacksonville. But afterwards, says he's going to be okay.
And you heard the exhale.
A big exhale.
All the way from Cincinnati, didn't you? A.J. Green did say he's going to be okay and should be ready for the season. No way that he's going to play in Week 4 of the preseason. But they definitely have to have him. Tyler Eifert out for a good portion of the season right now as he tries to work his way back. Remember, they lost some guys in free agency, too. Mohamed Sanu and Marvin Jones.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He's got time. And over the middle, it's LaFell. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Dalton gives to Bernard. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. 2nd down, Dalton. On the screen, Bernard. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. And the seemingly endless drive continues.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Throwing, Dalton. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. He's got time in the pocket. He drops it off for Bernard. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. They'll run. This is Bernard. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Here comes the D swarming to the line. One back is Lacey. Back near the goal line. Here's Rodgers. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And for this offensive unit, Eddie Lacy, sometimes he even has the Auburn fans saying roll tide.
Now that's big right there, because for them to say that, wow, that tells you how good a talent he really is. When he gets rumbling, the field tilts in his favor.
Maybe I overstepped my bounds there, but he's good.
Brandon, you never want to get in the middle of Alabama versus Auburn.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Out in the flat for Starks. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Tim Mastay now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Jones on the return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bengals take possession. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Here's Bernard. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Here's Dalton. And able to find Green. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
There's nothing like getting out of the gate and finding your favorite target. Andy Dalton just did that with A.J. Green.
And some people call that a nice fantasy football connection as well.
Yeah, they're piling up the points that way. They want to see that continue.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Caught right side, Tate. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, You enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. On is Mike Nugent for the Bengal field goal try. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
On 1st down, Rodgers. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Lacy. He's just happy they didn't take him down by his dreadlocks there, because that happened in week 3 of the preseason against San Francisco, and afterwards he said, it hurt. I might cut this before the season starts.
Tells you the different things you have to contemplate, right? And probably a great problem to have for him, because previously it was the Packers asking him to cut weight, and that was a big issue. Cutting his hair, that's an individual choice.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Partner, we're into the 2nd quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do, because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
He was looking for James Starks out of the backfield, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Tim Mastay now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Jones. The strong running. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team, because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Cincinnati 1st down.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Now Dalton, and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Third down now following the run.
Ready, wide 20, go!
Dalton. To the left side here for Eifert. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he's brought down. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Bengals a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
6 yards to go here on second down. Second down, Dalton. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Their dangerous wide receiver. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Rodgers now on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude. But I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. A great read, and it's picked off. The Bengals getting set to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down. Here's Tim Mastay now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? 'Cause that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Dalton throwing on second down. On the screen, Bernard. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They send Green to the left on his own. Andy Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete. Brandon Tate was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up fourth down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Ready, blue 10, blue 10, go!
Here's Dalton to throw for it. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. One back is Lacey. And they'll give it to him here. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now it's Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. Here's Tim Mastay now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Caught right side, Tate. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Second down, 8. They come up in an offset eye. Now Bernard. And he cuts it right sideline. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Giovanni Bernard taking it in from the 20. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now a first carry for their fullback. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man, and he ends up picking up a 1st down. A little bit of gray area there, though, but I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Lacy. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Say what you want about Eddie Lacy. He is really important to his team, and right now they're holding him down well below his normal yardage total, and his team's losing the game.
And we talk about it so often, how tough he is to bring down, but they found a way to do it.
Yeah, I think gang tackling, getting a lot of people to him, that's the key to everything. Not many guys can take him down one-on-one consistently.
Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Caught by Cobb. It's a pickup of 19, and that leads to a Green Bay first. On first down, Rodgers. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a third down and 6 to go.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down.
But, partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a third down attempt.
And Crosby puts it through, and high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll punt it away for the second time. On the return, it's Hyde. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Packers get set to go. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder, puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And that's going to make it third down and 10.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
They'll come out in the pistol. On first and 10, here's Rodgers. He's going to launch this, and this is taken in at the 5. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 41 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays.
And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Aaron Rodgers taking it in from 4 yards out. So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Rodgers will throw for it. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, partner, since this new two-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Bernard churning, and he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
The fumble, but they're able to maintain possession. Now it's second down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Dalton. And a right side completion here by LaFell. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down.
Wide 20. Wide 20.
Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. And that's complete to LaFell. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
It's second down. Dalton looking. On the screen, Bernard. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Giovanni Bernard. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They start the drive on the ground with Lacey. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. On first down, Rodgers. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
To throw is Rodgers. And this will be caught at the 30. A gain of 32 that time. Now, I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Adam Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Again, here's Bernard. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. And a give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. All right, Charles, so you win the game. Not only do you get the W in the left-hand column, you get some momentum for the coming week.
Now when you go into the week and you're telling the guys what mistakes have to be corrected, what we have to do to win going forward, you have their full attention. They're excited, they're happy, and they know if they can build that momentum, they can ultimately achieve all their goals.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here